Hi, what's up, y'all? So, my name's Craig, and I'm just an average Joe. I'm not some showroom bodybuilder. I'm not some dude that's doing testosterone enhancements, that's doing PEDs, that's doing roids. I'm actually a vegetarian, right? So, honestly, nobody's opinion counts, in my opinion, if you're doing stuff, right? I don't even take creatine. Even creatine, your body naturally produces creatine. And when you take creatine, you're getting more than your body needs and you're overhydrating yourself. But anyways, so point being, I'm just a straight out regular Joe that doesn't take nothing. As a matter of fact, I take below the normal. And so anytime you see a guy like me get gains, get health benefits, something to listen to maybe. So throughout the years, I've listened to fitness theory. I've messed around myself, and here's what I've came to the conclusion. All right, so let's start with the first theory. Weight. You gotta go heavy. You gotta go heavy to get strong to build muscle. No, not really. It's about mechanical tension and time under tension, from what I've come to realize. Now, going heavy can make your workouts go quicker. That's what it can do if done properly. Because think about it. If you're using, say, 80% of your capabilities, right, is your lifting, right? So you're using 80% more of, your calorie burn, your muscle burn. Now, I'm not saying you can't get really great benefits doing a ton of reps, but it will take you longer to get there. You know, I don't believe this crap that you have to lift heavy, but if you want to lift quicker, heavy is the way to go. And here's what I've come to realize throughout the years too. When it comes to these rep motions, everyone talks about proper form. There's no such thing, dude. There's only one proper form, and it's all encompassing. A form that is good enough that you don't get injured and that you sustain gains, right? So no injury and gains. It doesn't matter if you're doing half reps, full reps, you know, time under tension, I'm going to explain this, is what I've come to realize is the most important factor, right? So time under tension, here's the reason why full reps are better for quicker growth. In a way, but there's another way. So when you do a full rep, you're going all the way up. Doesn't that take longer, right? Doesn't that take longer? Now if you're doing a half rep, it's less, right? Less time under tension, right? But there's a way to make up for that. If you just do half, you just throw in a few extra reps to make up for the fact that you're doing slower ones, or you just do them slower, but you have to go ridiculously slow to make up for a full rep. So me personally, I just throw in extra reps. And now here's the thing too though. Like, remember I said perfect form is not injuring yourself? When you do full reps, you lock out. Guess what? Do you not think, now that your arm is fully extended, do you not think there's more stress on your joint as you're doing this because you're fully extended? I mean, you can even kind of feel it. I mean, so honestly, I never do full reps for one because you're more prone to injury. And if you want to talk about perfect form, what's more perfect than doing what injures you less, right? So 3/4 reps and half reps are fine. And here's another thing, like I said. So 3/4, even a half a rep. Now, a half rep just means you have to do more reps. Now, as I said earlier, the more weight you can lift at a time, the harder you're working out, right? You're using 80% of your capabilities, therefore you don't have to be in the gym longer. You're sitting here doing like 15 reps. it takes time to get those struggle reps where you start, because of the mechanical tension has fatigued you out. Now, those reps, now you're working to like 80% of your capabilities because you just fatigued yourself out. There's a better way to do that. There's a quicker way to do it in the gym. I absolutely love drop sets. And I don't know why some people call them drop sets, but they start at a lower weight and then they work their way up and they call that drop sets. Wouldn't that be raised sets? You start lower and you raise yourself up? That'd be raised sets, right? I don't know why they call it. But anyways, so the way I do drop sets, and I'll do sets half reps, 3/4 reps. I don't do full because full makes you more prone to injury. And let me go over that too. All these people, oh, you're doing it wrong. You got to do it this way. You got to do it at this angle. You got to tuck your elbows in and you won't get injured. Dude, there's so many rules that you have to do on free weights to make sure that you don't get injured. You might as well put a level on your arms, on both your arms, your shoulder, your head. You have to do everything perfect. And then that's not even 100% guaranteed that you still won't get hurt. I'll tell you this. I love machines. Machines give you variations that you cannot do on free weights as far as different types of rep volumes, and machines will not injure you like free weights do. So I've come to the realization that I do all of my drop sets on free weights. It keeps me in good form. Yes, I'm not using my flexor muscles and all those extra muscles that get hurt from putting too much strain on those muscles. So I'm protecting myself. But I also swim laps in the gym to get those weird muscles too. And I swim speed laps. That way I put more pressure on my muscles. But I mean, really, those flexor muscles, I'll go over that later. But anyways, so I'll do drop sets, but I'll start at my highest weight, right? You know how people talk about 1 rep max? Well, this is the equivalent to doing a 1 rep max while getting all of your reps in you and doing it like that, So, and this will maximize your workout. Now, there's more than one way to work out. Don't let these people fool you. They just want to make a sell. That's all it is. My way is the right way. Your way is wrong. This way is right. Every type of workout has a pro and a con to it. Every workout. It does. Don't listen to these salesmen. They're just trying to tell you, come to me, my way is the only way. No. But I'm going to show you an all-encompassing way. Okay, so like on the military bench press machine, I'll start out at 300 pounds. Honestly, it's probably too much weight for me right now. I'm more 270, 280. But anyways, so I'll start out at 300, and I'll do like half reps, right? And I'll do 10 of them. And then immediately I peg down on the machine. I peg down after 300, and then I'll do 10 half reps again. And here's what's cool. Because I'm putting it a little bit more than my capabilities in a way, it gives me time to improve as I drop down. As I drop down, do you think those half reps don't turn into a little bit more than half reps? So I'm giving myself a chance to expound and get better on a little bit longer range of motion. Remember I said it's about time under tension, right? So if you start from your max and you work all your way down, isn't that more time under tension because you're hitting every weight segment, right? So I get to 270, and then I might be doing 3/4 now, and then I'll get to 260, and it'll be a little bit further. And here's what I do as well. You know how I talked about 1 rep max and stuff like that? Because as I peg down, they get a little bit easier, but to make up for it, I go a little bit further, right? To make up for it, when I get to around 220, what I'll do is at 220, then I'll peg up. Okay, so I'll bust out 10 reps at 220, then I'll peg up to 230, and I'll bust out maybe 5 reps of 230. and then I'll peg down two pegs from 230 to 210, right? Bust out 10, and then I'll peg up 220, bust out 5. Dude, I'll tell you this. The time under tension is awesome, and those struggle reps, they do help. And I'm maximizing my capabilities at each one. I could do a half-hour workout and it will blow away people's 4-hour workout. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that, that workout's right, that workout's wrong. There's no right or wrong. There's only pros and cons. So, but I came up with a formula that A makes it a lot harder to get injured. B, gets you in the gym quicker and maximizes your capabilities. You're pushing yourself 80% or more. And C, you get results without needing steroids, without needing testosterone enhancements. Now, I've done this for over a year now. Throughout my life, I've been off and on in the gym. And this last year, I've went consistently. And you'll read stuff and look at stuff. They'll tell you can't do drop sets more than once a week. You can't do drop sets more than one time per muscle category. They're wrong. I do drop sets every single solid set. And my drop sets, because I want a lot of time under tension for that mechanical tension, dude, I'm doing 7 minute workouts on the machines, if not more. Okay, and I'll tell you this too, that 1 rep max stuff, okay, there's pros and cons to it, but you will not get muscle stamina for it. This way that I'm working out right now, what it does is it builds your nervous system. You will not build your nervous system like that. This 1 rep max stuff, you will not build breath. Do you not think working out for 7 minutes in a row, pushing your max capacity does not build breath? You will not build breath. You will build overall health, and you will kick the living shit out of most of those other theories, especially this 1 rep max stuff. And let's face it, the people doing this 1 rep max, most of the time, you can tell they're on steroids, they're on enhancements, they're doing stuff. They're on creatine. Creatine is fine, but it's also a deception. This right here, this is no creatine. This is 100% muscle. I don't take creatine, I don't take supplements, I don't take anything. Creatine just overhydrates you. Even the L-carnitine stuff that Jay Cutler sells, if you look it up, you can look it up, and scientifically speaking, they will tell you that your body creates so much L-carnitine, and it creates enough of what you can use. Anything extra, you can't use it. There's no benefit. The only benefit that I've read that L-carnitine would have is if, say, you had a carnitine deficiency. Then that would help you get to your capacity of what you can get. I mean, think of it like this. Moderation, right? Your body knows the exact amounts of anything that it needs. Anything extra, it's like driving a car, right? Say you got three people you put in a car to drive it, right? You only need one driver. Those 2 extra don't do anything for you. So having too much of what you don't need and has already been fulfilled does nothing for you. I mean, the L-carnitine, for it to work, you have to go on a 2,000 calorie diet in order to lose weight. You're going to lose weight because you're on a 2,000 calorie diet right there alone. I mean, that's a fail-safe gimmick. But anyways, so my point is, I'm all natural. I've been doing this for like a year. I'm big. And I'm not like Jay Cutler big or anything, but I've only been doing this for a year. And yes, I've worked off and on throughout my life. And ironically, I used to work with free weights all the time, and I used to subscribe to some of these other people's theories. I got a slightly bad elbow now because of free weights. And the only body part that ever gets a little bit of hurt in me is my right elbow from the free weights before. Now I just do machines. Now, Actually, I do machines 98% of the time. I do free weights maybe once or twice a month. Okay, so I won't lie, I do kind of do them every once in a while just to still get those flexor muscles at least a little bit of work. But yeah, I mean, dude, most of the stuff in the gym, you have to have perfect form, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, there's pros and cons to everything. Ever notice how everyone gets rotator cuff injuries? Ever notice how it always happens on the flat bench? Hey, you better put that level on that bench. You know, make sure it's perfect. Put it here, here, and here. Better put it on your arms too. Better keep them tucked in so you don't get hurt. And then even after you do all of that, you get hurt anyways. Maybe it's not the form. Maybe it's the free weights. Maybe there's more chance of injury on a free weight than there is machine. Maybe that's all there is to it. And don't listen to these people that tell you can't get strong off a machine. Dude, here's the thing. I mess around with how I work out to see how my body reacts. That's how I've come up with these theories, with what I've learned. So if I go do a 1 rep max, you think I'm getting sore? No. My body says, Craig, that's a fucking joke. You're not getting sore off of no 1 rep max because you're used to doing like 80-90% of your capabilities and like 100 plus reps. And you think I get sore for 10 reps? If I could go do a 10 rep workout where, you know, for 10 reps I'm moderately struggling a little bit, because to get up to 10, you're going to have to, there's going to be some leeway. You can't be struggling from 1 or else you wouldn't reach all the way to 10. So I'll get to 10. You think I get sore doing that? Hell no. I don't get sore. I don't even come close to sore. I don't come close to sore on 1 rep maxes. I don't come close to sore on 10 rep maxes, because my body is like, Craig, you've got an awesome workout right now. You're kicking your ass doing those 100 reps at like 80 to 90% of your capacity. My body is telling me that other shit ain't shit. You've already conquered that. It ain't nothing. But I'm not sitting here saying you can't do it that way. You can work out any way you want. There's a pro and a con to everything. But the way I work out, a 30-minute workout from me will be the equivalent to like a 4-hour workout from someone else. I'll go in the gym, I'll bust out 30 reps in a row, and I'll be hitting mechanical tension for longer periods of time. I'll be hitting failure and hypertrophy for longer periods of time every single set. I'm really pushing. And you know what? It's not as hard as people think. You know why people think it's hard? Because they think it's hard. It's all about adrenaline and focus. That's how I get through it. I'm not focused on the reps. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, shit, I got like 90 more to go. I'm focused on my adrenaline. Like, yeah, I got this. You know what's going to happen to me afterwards? I'm going to be fucking badass. You know, it's a mindset. These people that tell you you can't do 10 reps all the time, you can't go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. Dude, I do 100 plus fucking reps. 100 plus fucking reps on every single set that I do. And some weeks I've been into the gym 6 times in that week. Yes, you can do it. Your body adapts. Going to a gym is about making your body adapt to what you do. And I'm a vegetarian. I don't take anything. Dude, I don't take anything. There are theories out there. I'm not saying they're incorrect, but they're trying to sell you they're the only way to do it, and there's no pros to this way of doing it. You have to do it my way. No, there's pros and cons to everything. So, but my way, I like it. It's all encompassing. I get in, I get out. I'm under mechanical tension longer than anybody else. I'm a freaking vegetarian. I don't even touch creatine. Heck, I don't even get enough protein in me. You're supposed to get, they say over a gram per pound. Scientifically speaking, I've read actually it's 0.7 per pound. I don't even get, dude, I probably get 100 grams of protein in me a day. You know, this, okay, I'm not Arnold, but I'll tell you one thing. You put me in, say, a gladiator competition, you put me in any competition against these big boys, dude, I'll yeah, it's not going to be like you think. And they're going to run out of stamina 20 times sooner than I ever will. I'll tell you that. These 1 rep max people, I'm in better health. I have a better nervous system. You think you don't burn more calories if you work out hard? Everyone's looking for a corner cutter. Instead of looking for a corner cutter, why don't you just look at a smart way to efficiently do it and just bust some butt for 30 minutes or 4 hours? And here's the kicker. I said my 30-minute workout would beat their 4-hour workout. I'm in the gym 2 to 3 hours doing these drop sets like this. They're wrong. You can do volume, but it's safer on a machine. Now, on free weights, you start swinging and doing that. Swinging is even fine to a degree. I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger swing just to get a few extra reps to a degree. Once again, your form only matters for injury. You don't want to get injured and for gain. Say I start swinging like this, right? Say I start swinging like this. Okay, say I got 100 pounds, right? That 100 pounds, because of momentum, probably turns into 80 pounds because of the momentum's carrying it, right? You're still doing 80 pounds. You're not doing 0 pounds. You just, which is fine as long as you don't get injured. And sometimes, Arnold used to go over this for all you people that think you need low reps. To get out extra reps, Arnold would go over cheat reps where you just swing a little bit, but once again, don't get injured. Just enough. Life is always about moderation, right? Just enough and not too much. Life is always about moderation. That's all range of motion is. To keep from getting hurt and to kind of maximize your time under tension, full reps get you hurt because you lock out. And not only that, it lessens your workout. You're resting. When you're all the way down, you're resting. You're resting and you're taking a risk of injuring that elbow. If you're down here, you're not resting. Oh, and also, let me go over angles. So everyone's trying to hit different angles at the gym. Let's test this theory, right? So here's what is this? 5 pound weight, right? I'm holding a 5 pound weight at this angle, right? My entire bicep is contracted. Is this not contracted at the top because I'm 3/4? Is it not contracted? It's contracted and it's hard. Now let's go up a little bit. Still contracted. The full thing is still contracted. Let's try a different angle. Let's do it this way. Still contracted. The whole thing is contracted. You're telling me angles changes what? If you're contracted all the way down to here while holding your arm only 3/4, here's the difference. A full rep is more time under tension. That's why it's better. So if you do 10 full reps compared to 10 half reps, less time under tension for those half reps, right? But if you do 20 half reps to 10 full reps, you make up for it. That's all it is. And guess what? The 20 half reps is safer because you're not locking out and risking injury. That locking out risks injuries. Don't kid yourself.